Good morning, everyone. I hope that you have had a great weekend, and we are so glad to welcome you to the 2021 annual conference for the Southern Association for College Admissions Counseling. So to make one announcement before I actually go into my remarks is this. I believe that some of you may be experiencing a situation where you may not have received the access to the portal to access the conference, or well, I guess if you're here, you have it, but some of your colleagues may not have it. And so if they don't, all they should do, we got you covered, send an email to info@sacac.org, and the auto reply will come back with everything that you need. So if someone's texting you or you're in a text thread and saying, I can't get into the conference, tell them to email info@sacac.org, and they will get an auto reply with everything they need. All right, so here we go. So, to say that the last 12 months have been hard would be an understatement. But I will say that I can't think of any place that I'd rather be than here with my chosen family, with my colleagues, with my professionals, with all my friends here to renew the commitment to the very important work that we do. So on April 9th, 2021, I guess that was last week, I held my last board meeting as SACAC president. And during that meeting, I asked the board of directors to engage with me in an exercise called 365 days ago. And so essentially what I asked them was to put themselves back 365 days ago and let's talk about how they might have been feeling at that time. And then let's fast forward to April 9th, 2021, and let's talk about how we felt on that particular day. So as you can imagine, at that time we were at the start of this pandemic, and most of us were a mix of scared, hopeful, anxious, and I'll be honest, some of us still felt that even probably today. But I would say that overwhelmingly, we felt really hopeful and optimistic and excited on April 29th. And today really just adds to those feelings for me. Similarly, you may remember that SACAC, the board, published a playlist around the same time. And on that day, here were some of the songs. Don't Come Around Here No More, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Don't Stop Believing, Journey. Don't Stop Me Now, Queen. Don't Worry, Be Happy, Bobby McFerrin. Don't You Worry About a Thing, Tori Kelly. And I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. So given our little trip down memory lane, I thought it would be fun to publish another playlist today. So to give you a taste of what to expect, here are a few tracks included on today's playlist. Happy, Ferrell Williams. Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves. Just Dance, Lady Gaga. And Lovely Day, Bill Withers. So if you check your inboxes in a little bit, you're going to be receiving a new, fresh off the press playlist that I hope will bring a smile to your face. And speaking of smiling, today is a day that really makes me smile because the word free often makes me smile. And I'm so glad that we are able to provide this experience to you today free. And what I want to say about that is this. It is without a doubt that the current board of directors engaged in some really difficult work to make this possible. But the real truth is that it was the decision of many boards before us that made today possible. So if you are a SACAC leader, a former SACAC board member, former SACAC leader, and you are here this morning, I want to say that I salute you. And I want to say thank you for all the decisions that you have made along the way that have made today possible and for us to give this to so many folks for free this morning. Now I'd like to take a minute to welcome and acknowledge the more than 400 of you who are attending your first SACAC conference. So I certainly wish that this were in person, that we could be together, but I know that you're going to still learn a lot, and I know that you're going to make some valuable connections virtually. It is my hope that this is your first of many conferences, and I hope that you'll find SACAC to be as special of a place as I do. I'd also like to make a special welcome to our public school counselors who are here this morning. I want to welcome those folks who might be representing admissions offices at historically Black colleges and universities this morning. And I also want to welcome those who might be from community-based organizations this morning. We're so glad to have you, all of you, here with us this morning. This conference and our profession is better because of you. All right, so that is it for me. But before I wrap it up, I do want to thank Anita Austin-Ross, Tyler Peterson, and Diana McAfee for all their hard work on this conference. There was certainly no section for how to plan a virtual conference in the SACAC handbook. but I believe that they've created what I know will be an amazing experience for us. So with that, I'll turn it over to our president-elect, Tyler Peterson.
Thank you, Jonathan, and good morning. And we're excited about these next 3 days, and we're glad that you're able to join us. Again, to the numerous first-timers as well as members that are joining today, we're really glad that you're spending this time with us. These next 3 days, we have put together an agenda that is not like a typical in-person SACAC, and there's a reason for that. But nonetheless, it's a great great 3 days of content. Each day has a featured or a keynote speaker, and I'd like to touch on those. Starting today, we have Anthony Abraham Jack, author of The Privileged Poor. Many of you are familiar with this work as our Inclusion, Access, and Success Committee has held multiple book clubs this past year on this book. So we're excited to hear from him today. Tomorrow, we will hear from Nicole Pinkham. Nicole is a motivational speaker and consultant, and she'll be talking with us tomorrow about leading and coming alive. And then Wednesday, we're really excited to hear from our current SACAC president, Jonathan Ferrell, and newly chosen NACAC CEO, Angel Perez, as they will touch on leading through the dual pandemics of COVID and race in our country from this past year. We also have a great lineup of conference sessions over these next 3 days, and we had a tough time selecting the sessions for these 3 days. And I'd like to thank our committee selection session members. That was Chris Pinto from Mercer, Kimberly Norfolk of North Cobb Christian School, Katie Wood of North Oconee High School, Hilda Kairos of Mississippi State, and Owen Knight of Tulane. Thank you all for your work as we put together this conference. As you look through the agenda, you'll also find that almost half of our 36 live sessions touch on some aspect of inclusion, access, and success. This has long been a priority for the board, but especially this year, this was a priority for our conference session selection committee. You'll also find 2 of these 36 sessions held tomorrow and Wednesday are based on our need for the next iteration, the next revision of SACAC's strategic plan. Whether this is your first time at SACAC or you have been doing this for a long time, we want your feedback. We want your input. A strategic plan doesn't happen if all voices are not brought to the table. So I encourage you to attend one of those sessions. Our last strategic plan was finalized under then President Lauren Sefton in 2015. So it's time that we revisit that as we renew our commitment to SACAC and what SACAC looks like in the next several years. If you're looking at the schedule and perhaps you don't see that perfect session, maybe we've missed something, we do want you to make note of our content library, where we have approximately 15 pre-recorded sessions of wonderful content, wonderful presenters that have lent their time and expertise to also be part of this conference. And Jonathan mentioned that on Friday, you received an email referencing this conference, the agenda, and you received that again today with details. So again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm very happy now to turn it over to Anita, who is our annual conference chair, to talk more about the conference. Anita?
Thank you, Tyler. Good morning, everyone. It's here. We are here doing this. Welcome. I'm so excited to finally share this moment with you all. Things look and feel a little bit different, but one thing is true. SACAC, you showed up and showed out. It's as if we are actually in person in Raleigh, North Carolina. You all registered at the same rate that you did last year and the year before last. So thank you for showing us your love by registering and planning to attend. I think you all received an email from Jonathan. Yes, this is a free conference for our members and our esteemed guests. But it is not exactly a free experience for SACAG as an organization. We are pouring into you all and investing in ways that we have seen you invest in us. So thank you for showing up. When I woke up this morning, I felt this deep sense of gratitude. I've learned a lot in my short tenure as conference planning chair. And I think last year, Jacksonville 2020, that was supposed to be my first conference. And I learned a lot. I didn't learn exactly what I thought I would. Contract negotiation, I think, has been a new skill. And I thank Jonathan for being a part of that skill learning. But the other piece of that is I think about, navigating Raleigh. We were supposed to be there at this time, and we had a contract with that state, with that city. And what I'm glad about is that we are rescheduling both Jacksonville and Raleigh. So you all will receive more information about those future dates and those experiences. Despite the changes in the circumstances, I truly feel blessed, blessed in so many ways to be a part of an organization that supports its members and guests and strategic goals by offering a conference like this. I'm blessed to be a part of an organization that truly, those that came before us put us on such a great path. And Jonathan mentioned this a little bit before, but I would like to say thank you to all of our former board members, committee chairs, and presidents for having this organization be fiscally sound in a way that we could offer an opportunity like this. I would also like to say thank you to those who came before me, Susan McCarter, Lauren Sefton, and Jonathan Ferrell as former conference chairs. The years of notes, the messages of encouragement, and the willingness to swim through uncharted waters with me. I really appreciate you. I'd also like to thank this conference planning team. Oh, Diana, you are a gem and a SACAC treasure. Please don't ever leave us. I think you do more than what most people think you do on the day-to-day. We are so grateful. Tyler, I'm always grateful for your leadership and collaboration, but also your good humor, your willingness to grow and ask questions, and your ability to keep me on my toes. Metro Connections, the folks who are behind the scenes, whispering in our ears, literally whispering in our ears as we talk to you all. Thank you for helping us create this special moment and opportunity for our members. And with that said, thank you to our sponsors. Slide, please. As I've said before, in a year with uncertainty, budget concerns, and restrictions, you still made space to support SACAC in this way, and we are so grateful. So shout out to Colleges That Changed Lives, Cambridge Assessment International Education, and Advantage College Planning. We are so grateful for your time, your energy, and investment year to year. All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts of all of it. So as Jonathan mentioned a little bit earlier, there was some email confusion. So we've heard from a few of you, and you may have had some colleagues texting you like, what is the link? And feel free to pass that link on. That's probably the easiest way. But what we're learning is that some folks opted out of emails, and that is why you did not receive the email on Friday with the portal release, or maybe even emails before that. So apologies, but as Jonathan mentioned, info@sacac.org. We will take care of you. Thank you, Diana, for getting all of those folks settled. So here's what I want you to be prepared for. When you all go to log into these block sessions, like block A at 10:45 this morning, you will need to register. Basically, all we will need is your name, your first name, your last name, and your email address. This information is shared with our presenters so that they have this information to get in contact with you after this point. So you'll need to do that for every block session. There's no password. We're not doing anything strange with that information. We just want you to give us your name and email address for our presenters. And in terms of making the most of this experience, I hope that you'll join us at least for all of the live stream broadcasts. We are recording these sessions just in case something happens if you're in your office and you need to step away. But these sessions that start at the beginning of the day, as well as the featured and keynote speakers, these are live broadcasts, live streams, so they're happening right now. But you'll also get updates about the organization, as well as referencing some awards and some acknowledgments throughout the experience. As for the breaks throughout the day, we try to allow you space to come in and out, but we recommend mapping out your day at the beginning so that you know what your schedule looks like. I hope that you will join us for the hallway chat with Cambridge Assessment International Education on Tuesday at 12:05. We're so grateful that they're going to have some expertise to share with us all. Indulge in some self-care every morning with our wellness sessions by our resident yogi, Melissa Binsky, the Love It School. Shout out, Chris, Melissa, Jessica. Thank you. These sessions are pre-recorded and designed for you to meet you where you are in your day. So you don't have to start out with them in the morning, but they certainly are there for you. And then do not forget to join us for those collaboration group meetings on Monday today. Don't forget about the special interest group meetings tomorrow, Tuesday, and those state meetings on Wednesday. So with that, I think, who is up next? I think we're going to Ryan. Ryan, you ready?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Anita, Tyler, and Jonathan. I'm so pleased to be with you all this morning. My name is Ryan Cassell, and I serve as past president of SACAC, and it has truly been an honor to serve in this way. For the next couple of moments, my goal is to express some gratitude and to honor the current board members who have served SACAC diligently in such a challenging year. We will see some slides of the current board members as I speak and share some information about this incredible group. One thing I do want to highlight is that the SACAC board, it's a working board, and I want to contrast that to more of an advisory board. The expectation is that these individuals are doing the work, and as opposed to just offering advice on what work needs to be done. I know we have many in the crowd today who are new, and we welcome you, of course, and as has been mentioned already, and hope that this is not your last SACAC experience, but I'll take just a moment to share how individuals are part of the board. And so board service with SACAC, it is, these individuals are appointed to a 3-year term to the governance and nominating process. And you can advance the slide. The governance nominating committee will receive applications from individuals who are seeking board service. And as we are reviewing these, looking to bring together individuals from a variety of functional areas, whether it be college admission, public, private, high school, the private school, public school. We've in the past had independent educational consultants on the board. So our goal is to bring together many different voices from both functional areas and those who bring different cultural experiences. The board structure is made up of 26 individuals. We have a presidential team made up of the president-elect, as well as the past president. We have our treasurer, and then every 3 years we have a treasurer-elect position. We have our co-chairs of the different committees who will partner and lead the different efforts. We have a board advisor as well. And I also want to give special recognition to our executive assistant. And Anita couldn't have said it any better when saying that Diana McAfee is such a treasure. And we're so fortunate to have her in the organization. As far as some of the time commitment involved, there is quite a work behind the scenes that the board does. We most always have a summer in-person board retreat that's 2 to 3 days long. Before our annual conference, after our annual conference, have half-day to day-long meetings. Similar setup before the NACAC annual conference, and as well as various meetings with counterparts and other ACAC affiliates throughout as the year goes. One of the goals these last few years has been to focus on more cross-committee work. That can get complicated at times. For example, Tyler highlighted inclusion, access, and success. That shouldn't be in a silo. That should go across all of the different areas of SACAC and the service and the work that's being done. But that has been a goal, the cross committee work. Sometimes that makes it a little bit more complicated. It's much easier to work in silos, but we've really put a great effort into removing some of those silos with the work. All of these individuals, it is volunteer. And many will take their personal time away from their home offices and away from their families, and many times will offer and contribute personal expenses to get to the different meetings or to make this work happen. I mentioned that many times this does take our work away from our home offices. It takes us away from our homes, whether it be our families in our household or our chosen families through our friend group. So I want to place a special thanks and express particular gratitude to those around us who have offered support for these board members to do the work. Now, the board members do a lot of work, but certainly not all. And so I want to offer my gratitude for all the committee chairs, all the SECAC volunteers who together make this organization thrive in such an incredible way. It's been noted already that without a strong foundation that's been provided for us through all the past leaders of the organization, we wouldn't be in the position that we are today. And so for that, we're also thankful. Now, in my role as on the presidential team, sometimes I would find myself uncomfortable when I couldn't keep up with all of the work and all of the activities and every detail of the organization. But what I do believe is that this is a testament to all that SACAC does, and that it's so much more than any one individual or one group of board members or volunteers. There's so many doing this work, and I wanted to call that out this morning and just say that for that I'm especially thankful. So after 6 years, 3 years as treasurer and 3 years on the presidential team, I will be rolling off the board. And what I want to tell you is I have no concerns about the leadership that we have in our organization, those who are continuing on the board, and those who will be rolling onto the board in just a couple of days. I hope you enjoy this conference experience. We're pleased to be able to bring this to you in the best format that we can possibly bring it this year. But I have to tell you, I'm definitely looking forward to some hugs and seeing you in person next year in Orlando. Enjoy the coming days, and thank you for being here with us.
All right, so as we move through this meeting, and I'm looking at the time and I'm like, we are managing time really well. We're going to actually give you some time back. But I wanted to acknowledge something really quickly. And if you wouldn't mind advancing the slide. When thinking through our mission and our strategic goals, the theme for our conference, Renewing Our Commitment, began as a way for us to honor and name where we are and what we aspire to in life and in our organization. But soon it became an opportunity to ask you all to share things that make SACAC so special, especially in the in-person conference experience. You all shared so many memories and moments. They were just so beautiful that we had to capture them outside of our Instagram account. And Diana, the queen, thank you for collecting and putting this lovely presentation together. But we just wanted to create space and time to live in the SACAC special sauce that we all love. So we're going to take a few moments to share some of these special moments. Metro Connections, help us out. All right, I'm here in this little invisible green room that we're all sharing in the tears, okay? And I did put on just a little bit of mascara this morning, just a little bit. So we can't ruin the moment. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Very, very special. I think we could have gone on for another 5 to 10 minutes is what Diana shared with me, but I don't know that we wanted to do that today. But thank you for those of you that shared those memories. We could keep this going. So if you have the access to the forum, feel free to send in more memories. So this was pretty much our first meeting. We just want to say thank you and welcome, and what you need to keep in mind for what's up next. So we'll join each other again for Block A at 10:45. So we have 6 sessions that you can choose from that are happening live. Please support your colleagues. They have put a lot of time, space, energy into creating this wonderful experience for you all. But again, to Tyler's point, if there's something that doesn't really catch your eye, feel free to go to the content library and check out one of those pre-recorded sessions, because those folks have also put in some time and energy to share their expertise. We hope to see you back here at 12 o'clock with Dr. Tony Jack to give us some really great follow-up to the book club. Thank you, Ashley and Sarah Beth. And then, of course, cheers and happy SACAC week, everybody. Thank you. SACAC week. SACAC week. Thank you, everybody.